Right, let's get started, I guess. Game capture not working as usual. Right, there we go. Let's see. Test. Looks good. Right. So originally I should have been. Wait, 1 second. Hey, everyone, welcome to another day of streaming. Blah blah blah. I should have. Originally, I planned to stream Half-Life yesterday, and it got pushed back, so I was planning to stream it today. But problem is that real life got in the way, and I have like hours to do it. 1 hour to do it. I don't remember how long the last level is left in the where I am, but I'm pretty sure it's longer than 1 hour. So I'm back to Space Engineer for today. Probably won't be able to do the full flying craft building, but I'll probably be able to build a rover miner. Uh, kind of really scuffed today because barely had any sleep yesterday, and probably I shouldn't really do it today. But if I don't do it today, the earliest I can do is next Monday, which is just too long, a bit too long of a time away. Uh, Probably gonna forget the what little I learned doing this for a week or so by that time. Uh, yeah, because I'm barely getting the hang of what to do. Really the basic stuff, but still better than nothing. Alright, so I'm gonna make a projection of the. My head is not working. Projection of the rover miner I usually use the past few playthrough. So this is a minimum setup for projection, I guess, and now this blueprint of. Uh, Shit, what was it? I didn't name it, did I? Well, and looks like the orientation is in the right way. I just to offset it by a few blocks up and down, up and right, up and to the right. Yeah. That looks about right. Gonna make it a little offset to the bottom so I can actually work on the blocks in the middle. Right. So next up, make sure making that it only shows block that can be placeable. Then start building. So basically, I'll put bottom parts first as a chassis. Otherwise, it's just a lot. So the crane can actually weld them all before I can put up all the superstructure on top of it. Uh, Man, I took it 1 day off and I already feel like I forgot all the things I'm supposed to do. I mean, the whole point of this week's practice was to get a hang of what I can do and what I should do, and balance it between what I want to do. But the problem is that I can't really do the basics right, so there's no. It's kind of pointless to try to get the more in-depth stuff or advanced stuff done. But although, well, at least I can getting the footage to use on my episode, I guess. But it takes a lot of time, and time is something I'm losing out on lately. Oh well, it's better than alternative, I guess. And there's a reason I do this. using I try for, which has nothing to do with how well I do, I guess, but well, there's something future me to worry at this point. Present me is just to get more practice in, so future me can actually do stuff they set out to do. One thing I wish the space engineers had is the ability to project the projection by one layer by one layer. It makes the building so much easier if it has something like that. But yeah, don't really expect too much in terms of development cycle. There's a lot of things that space engineer dev team does that goes kind of counter productive per se. I mean, if the game is called Space Engineers and there's barely any space with engineering in it, you know something's not right. And although I do appreciate all the time and effort they put into make the game more playable in both terms of game play and game running. It used to be really even though it's a quite old game at this point, it's almost 5-7 years or something, but it used to be unplayable even with the highest end one of the higher end um, computers, barely ran in 30 FPS when there's a multiple objects moving around and whatnot. Even though that's the big selling point of this game, is all the physics interaction and the block-based grids. Couldn't make use of it when the game ran like slideshows. Hopefully I have enough parts for this. Probably not gonna have enough nickel. Shosky. Stream Health thing is giving me some errors for some reason. What is it this time? What's the point? What's the problem now in Steam? Looks alright-ish, but it's giving me the error message. Well, whatever. There's nothing I can do at this point. I guess it doesn't really matter. Then sleep. Yeah, I can't feel the sleepy me getting the better of me at this point. The quality of speech and the things they say is kinda problematic. Alright, construction, I'm out of it. Right, while that is building, I guess I'll do one more mining run. Connector up, parking brake. Oh, ah, shit. Yeah, damper off. Hopefully it wasn't draining all the power off of the base. Parking brake off. Technically it's close enough that it's not really necessary to do like this, but it's if you're using a mod that's making the ore patch is part of the part, or when or you find this power from the base, this is good way to save some powers. But yeah, let's see, charge off, then run, connector off, gear up. Oh, I never finished the second battery on this one. Oh well, I will mine some more and iron ore and add that onto it. One thing I didn't put on this drone was the ejector system, so you can sort out the. That was dumb. I didn't empty out the cargo before that. Yeah, this is what I get for playing when I'm 65 level. I really shouldn't string it like at this state, but I don't want to forget what I learned so far, even though that's very little I learned. Yeah, that the sound was too loud. So this way, the thruster sound will be lower when I'm moving at the slower speed, which is most of the time anyway. No point of moving a heavy equipment at high speed. Starting. Ah. Looks like my suit color reverted back to default again. I don't know why it does that. Probably just reading from the save file or whatever. It got skipped. Yep. Park it, empty out the ships. But more power. So a lot of the rovers in the space engine is very misleading because even though this is about look like the size of a pickup truck, this thing weighs 52 tons. The handling and what have you is very different from what you expected from real life, which throws a lot of things off when playing it. Alright, so the empty out trick, select the target cargo, whatever. I guess that's all of it, then just dump it out. Should pull everything in here. Refinery, iron. So, order of the ore, the refinery pools is in inventory order in per se, because it just look for the cargo that has anything. I mean, you basically iterate through all the cargos and look for the ores you can pull. So then you go through the list. So first thing you see, pull this. So if I put a cobalt in here, empty it out, it'll pull the cobalt in first. It's kind of handy if you have a certain ore you want to process it first, but it's kind of hassle to actually manage it. So. I do need some more nickel. Okay, so nickel, iron, cobalt. Production, put some batteries in. So I can actually finish that. Meanwhile, I'll watching someone welding and spacing is quite boring. So a lot of us streamers who actually stream space engineer properly would actually use something called build and repair or nanobot or Heaviest, it'll basically weld and repair for you while you do something else. But it's kind of heavy to run, and it's a computer resource wise, and kind of it takes a lot of funds away from the engineering part of the game, which there isn't that many now of it, despite the name of the game. Like this building crane parts, you don't really have to do it in gameplay wise. There's almost no incentive or drive to make it because it's very prone to breaking apart due to the way the physics engine works. But it's fun to try. There's not that many games actually that plays out like that. So it's a little change of playstyle. Yeah. Huh. Sure. Let's actually do the change of camera right now. Oh, what did I grind? Funny thing about one irony part of this camera is that when I play the other camera, I made a note of the making sure your camera is facing the right orientation, and this one is completely out of orientation somehow. Oh shoot. Cluster broke the block now. Yeah, unbuilt blocks have almost no integrity, so it's easy to break. So letters on the top, little white dot on the bottom left. Alright. Control. Oh, I never named this thing, huh? Oh, mining thing. Quite a boring name, but descriptive enough. So it's the right, let's go digging more iron and everything. There should be a third ore somewhere down there, I don't know. But it doesn't show up on the ore detector, so probably about much deeper than these two are. And right now I don't really need other material other than nickel and iron. So. Well, I do need to go find the I do need to go find the silver deposit somewhere, but since today I'm not building the flying drone, not drone, flying ship to search out the ores, so it will have to be next time that I do it. Man, I'm really slurring a lot of sentences today. Well, that's what I get for not sleeping up. Sleepy me is a really it's really something else. There's a lot of words that comes out of my mouth when I'm sleepy that doesn't make any kind of sense. There's a lot of instances of going, what was I thinking when sort of a deal. When I read back what I wrote when I'm actually sleep deprived. It's kind of problematic because a lot of both if it was like only for my hobby, it shouldn't be too much problem because that's the only one who's gonna read about it is me. And all I have to do, all I get is just a cringe on my whole life. The problem becomes when I'm writing for the work or school. Other people who are gonna read whatever I write, it's gonna go like, this guy is a crazy or something. Well, partially I am crazy, I guess, but there's no point going into it. Yeah, I really should have locked the lower down. It's kind of iffy. Oh shit! What the? What? Why is it? It's just slowing down. Shit. I damaged my thruster. I guess when I undocked it and we ran into ground in front of me. Okay, static crate, terminal welder, crane on. There we go. Lazy way of doing it, but whatever works, I guess. Another digging. This time I guess I'll get it. What else? Well, I didn't really prepare anything to talk about, so that's a problem. One thing I have in mind, I guess, is terms of practice. Kinda, kinda problematic where to go from here because in streaming the main things that have them going for is being funny or being very informative or just in general being memorable. But I don't have any of that. I'm barely getting a hang of what I can actually do on the streaming and what I can actually say in terms of my speech ability skills. And a lot of things I learned through the school are kind of pointless, either pointless to bring up in stream or kind of hard to think on the spot in the streaming. Because they follow very different formation steps, I guess. Like in writing, you can just throw out all the ideas about and see how they fit together and modify it, then say it. But when you're streaming, you have to just go with it. Which is a nice change of pace, I guess, compared to the typical stuff I do normally every day. Which means it's very very not very poorly done. A lot of things that don't make any kind of sense. A lot of things kind of no need saying. It's quite obvious to like what I'm doing right now, digging, and I'm saying I'm digging because I need this blah blah blah. Like, what's the point of saying that? You know? What I have to say, but I have nothing else to say. That's the problem, isn't it? Well, hopefully it'll get better as I try more. I mean, I never really done anything like this before. Can't really expect it to good on the first try. And I basically broke top battery. I guess I ran into a ceiling when I was digging. Now the whole thing is 77 tons, which is heavier than the main level tanks. And it only has a 6 wheel, and each wheel is getting like 12 tons of weight to carry. If it was a real car, it would either break the axle, pop the tire, or sink into the ground. But this is a game, so. Alright, not lined up. Did it run out of battery again? Already? I mean, not again, already. Battery incomplete. Small battery. Yeah, small battery barely holds any charges. But if I finish this one, should be fine. Should bring up the projection up. Yeah, that's it. And I'll complete the rest of it on today. I don't know. Raise the front end a little bit more. So okay. Mm, one. There was four, I think. Yeah. And instead of doing the whole rotor trigger, I guess I'll just do the piston ones. Piston 1 and 2, on and off, reverse, on and off, reverse. The problem is now the angles are different from the first engine, second engine, the middle rotor. It doesn't go horizontally anymore, it goes at an angle when I go back and forth. Well, yeah, so, things like this is the main reason I like Space Invaders over other kinds of games. There's not that many games that actually I can do stuff like that and actually make benefit from it. I mean, a lot of games that have somewhat similar mechanic like that is usually a decorative when I do things like this that are outside of the game's boundaries, or not boundaries, game's intent. Yeah, I think I'm out of some parts of the game. What are we out of this guy? Motors. Yeah, so motors, power cells, these are nickel-based components. They sort of act as a middle bottleneck for the progression, which is kind of arbitrary, but I guess it's better than nothing in game design wise. Hmm. Already halfway there. Hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate the rover thing uh, before I have to call it a day because of the meeting. Can't be really helped. Hobby will take the second priority to real life because if I fail real life thing, there will be no hobby. Even though hobby is what makes the real life go on. Give a little bit of inspiration and power, inspiration and motivation. Display. Probably should set up the easy inventory manager already, since that one has the automatic build plan, not build plan, build queue. So it will be building the components up to the amount you set it to be on its own, while I don't have to babysit the assembler every time. Raise it more. This rover still has some design flaw that I should be fixing, but that flaw is nothing major, so I really don't wanna spending time, at least on the stream, on fixing it, because they'll take too long. Let's see what is missing. What's on the other side? The downside of having a crane on a circular arc is that welding sideways in horizontal line is you need to babysit the length is protruding a bit every time. Because as you spin around, the position your welder is in and getting it farther away from the base. Not the base, this line. Because it's a circle. I mean, I can't explain. I can't even explain the basic stuff like that because I'm too tired or something. I should have slept more. And well, it's 3 p.m. here, so it's not really a matter of sleep. It's a matter of quality of sleep, I guess. And I should have, and also didn't really get much of prep time before. Although most of the prep time involves it in just rewatching what I've done this past stream and see some things I did poorly and some things I did okay-ish. So what? Okay, one downside of the projection is that it doesn't project the subgrid. So, and its subgrid is anything that's connected to like the rotor head, the piston head. Basically, it's the game's roundabout way about making the what do you call those parts that are blocks that are connected to the other blocks, but still be able to move. Because originally the game physics engine didn't really account for having a separate stuff connected to each other. Yeah, it has been one of the greatest strengths of the game and also the greatest weakness of the game, with all the physics bug and shenanigans, usually referred to as a clang. That's what you get for trying to get it to the game engine to do something that wasn't meant to be. But that's what everything is about anyway, right? Everything in life. As long as it works, always good. 45 degrees is not enough, huh? The exercise 45 degree already reached the 45, so I guess 75? Oh, negative 35. Ah, the suit puller came back. Okay, seems to be all built. This one's not. Motor missing. Alright, I don't get it, why? It's missing a spotlight here, huh, for some reason. Yeah, I can fix it later. Alright, next up is the drill bits on top of the ship. Which is the most annoying, what's the word? Not difficult, but kinda tedious. because way the subgrid works. I guess I'll lower it down now. So basically, top part of this rover digger, the mining bit is on the fence order, so you can swing left and right. Then I put a hinge on top of it, so you can swing up and down, which is a kind of necessary to so you can kind of. But if I just put a single one, it's kind of weak. That's not what I meant. So I doubled up the hinge together to make it a bit more strengthened. That means I have to connect the two different subgrids together into one grid. I guess it's all I use to show. Right. Connector. Let's my brain. Barrier block. Shit, what was it? Damn it. My brain is having trouble remembering what it looked like, even though I built it like 10 to 20 times. Okay. Small conveyor there. Then I have a piston there we can extend out. Then I have another small conveyor. But I need to connect these two together into one single grid to make it more stable. So I need to put a merge block on top of it. It's a lot easier if you have a mod called the welding pad. I forgot the exact name, but yeah, with that, you don't really have to have this giant merge block to work with. Alright, let's. Although it's a bit easier now that the collision models are much more forgiving, or much more actual, much more close to the actual shape of the block. So it's less likely to run into each other, clip into each other, causing trouble. Damn it, don't lag on me now. Right, so piston, extend. Throw a merge block on it. Piston. No, that's not connected to here. Piston, gotta extend it. Hopefully it doesn't break up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's some bit of a phantom force when there's some too much blocks that are close together, as well as some blocks are clicking into each other. So there's some huge chance of everything going kaboom. So I connect them together now. Now the head of the piston over here and over here are one grid now. careful not to split them into two again. Right then, I'll do a hinge on top of this, and another hinge on this side. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. So basically, take out the hinge head in the part. And I'm gonna build your cross. Hinges are a little easier to connect to each other because you can attach the parts together. So yeah, damn it. Whoop. Ah, damn it. Come on, come on. So extend it out like this and grind the hinge part on the one of them, then place the hinge part again. Then we attach the hinges together at the command. So attach. Now these two are connected together. So it's a lot easier to do than using a merge block to piston put together. After that it's 3 blocks of a conveyor tube. Oh, stupid. Stupid. That one's supposed to be a conveyor block, not an armor block. Alright, then there's a drill, one space, and a drill. It's kinda lazy design, but it has worked pretty well over the years. Well, not years, but about half a year ago. Because I built one last year. Built this one last year. Okay. Well, first time I built this rover was back when last year someone was hosting a server that's very similar to the Splatoon Survival Impossible world, which have a very little power generation. So basically everything is there for the wind powers and whatnot. Then a lot of resources are hard to get, and jetpack is off, and in general everything is a lot harder than usual to play. So in that server, if I were trying to go straight from the hand mining to a flyer mining, it would take me like like whole day, and even then I might not be able to finish it because the thrusters take us a lot of resources, and it requires a lot of power generation to keep it up and running. So I built the rover and basically dig in a drivable ramp down onto the where the ore is, then carry about, I don't know how much was it. It's 2 large cargo containers, so there was a how heavy is it? So medium is a 10 kiloliter and large is 46, so it's 2 of them. It's almost 9 times not that. 4.5 times of what this drone can carry in one go, and it uses way less power than the thruster one does. Although I'm not playing it in the hard settings, so even this little wind turbine provides more than enough power. So it's kind of pointless for me to make the slower, more clumsy, and more prone to breaking mining method. But as I said, just trying it out different things is one of the space engineers. So there's that. Alright, piston. These are the jacks. One on the top is the drill. They need to move in sync, otherwise they'll ship in the spiral. Okay, we'll extension for piston. Wait, no, actually, the M jack here. The nice thing about the projection is that if you put in the groups, it will, when you put the group name back again, it will still connect to the same shortcut hotbar keys and pistons. Yeah, so it'll be automatically done, so I don't have to redo all the hotbars again. The other one will be M hinge, I think. And these are the gear. M jack gear. Wait, that one's a singular? What was I thinking when I made this? I don't know. It's been too long. And this one's a drill. All the drills. What are these? Conveyor sorter. I don't know what these are. I think these are thrusters, but I don't have it anymore. Oh, yeah, it's the bug I think, but they didn't really fix it yet. Basically, when you make a projection with a tank filled already, it will retain the amount of gas you have in there. So if you have a full tank and project it and rebuild it, you'll have a full tank again, even though it's a brand new tank that's not supposed to have any gas. Kind of silly bug, but oh well. Few minor parts that's not built yet. That one's off. That one's built. Right, it's built. I have a 10 minute. Okay, 10 minutes. Jeez. Alright, I'll hurry up and do a one mining, and I'll call it a day there. Jeez, not ideal, but oh well. Shit. I'll do the paint job later. Right, for travel, I need to store them in the travel position. You don't have to, but you select. No, I didn't set the 20 degrees. Uh, something not right. Lock one off, reverse. Reverse. Reverse not working. Oh, there we go. What was it? Upper 45 and minus 32, I think. I'll tinker with it on the place, on the mine, when I mine. The north. Lock. So traverse lock, I guess. Travels. Makes the whole rover a bit more centered, so you don't have a heavy drill hanging out in the front. This is a little stiffer than I hoped it to be, but it should be alright. I have a thruster in the bag, so it needs to be having more thrust, more power. This is a little too narrow to actually turn around. Yeah, this is a quite sizable rover because it had a too large cargo container. Detector is off. 20 meter down. I might need to go back a bit more to actually have enough shallow pass down to it. I might not be able to get there in 10 minutes. I can push it for like 20 more minutes, I guess. Yeah, let me just check the deposit location. So about 20 meters down from it. Might just be able to do it. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this platform here, so I can dig into the lower part of the path.
Fuel low.
And this must be the really boring thing to watch if someone's actually watching. I don't know how to make things fun yet. I just need to. I need to learn how to get that there. Well, you gotta walk before you can run. So, oh well. Not a good idea to have when there's like literally thousands of people who does it better than you anyway already. But I'm not trying to compete or actually trying to do anything with it. We're gonna run, run. One maybe. Then I'll do a. I think that's all. I'll do a right click drilling for now. Bring it down a bit more. Okay, then I'll do keep sliding. A little more friction. This I'll basically level the ship and level the rover by height offset on the one side. A bit more. Not perfect, but we'll do for now. Keep Y on the gimbal on the bottom right, so the ship is level as I dig in. Then make sure I don't really drop down too much when I don't dip down too much forward when I dig in. Otherwise I won't be able to get out. So aim to a little less than 15 degrees or so. You can tell that when you're looking at the cockpit, there's an artificial horizon. A little more steep. Slightly. Okay, we're at the deposit. Ideally, I will be a little bit lower than this, but it should work. We'll turn on the normal digging mode, then I just steer this to face the deposit, and I just stand the drill. And meanwhile, I turn the sorter on, so it will dump out
Fuel
the
low.
unwanted rocks in the back. But problem is that this usually gets caught in between the wheels of it, so I need to actually change the design a bit. But one of these days I'll do it, but not now. Go back. Clear on the left side a bit more so I can drive forward. Oh, the problem is there's a little ditch I dug out in the when I was hand drilling, so I might fall down if I drive forward a bit more. I have to watch out for that. Yep, I fell in the ditch. And this is the trouble of all the rocks getting the wheel. Can I go any forward than this without falling? Probably should turn the drill off while I do that. Yeah, this is the problem with our drilling with the rover. Terrain gets in your way. Okay. I'm kind of falling forward a bit as I dig, so I probably should stop digging. Then I'm reverse out. If I can reverse out. The rock's in the way. Full power. Try backward. Haven't filled up the car fully. I only filled out, let's see, not even halfway, only a quarter, huh? Since there's two of them. Yeah, it's a lot more, you dig out more with the less power, but you are more subject to the terrain. So ideally you will dig out the more smooth path to begin with and come out a little bit lower than the where the deposit is. So you don't have to dig down, you dig up. So you what do you call it? So your path goes down to the deposit, then once you hit the deposit, your deposit is slightly higher than where your lowest part is. So you don't have to worry about the falling forward as your car gets heavier. I don't know if that made any sense or not, but there is that. Slowly story of that. Oh, I didn't make the docking port for this. How long do I have? And I'm slightly over time, but it should be fine. That's why I have a buffer thing. Lock, traverse lock. Drive backward. Drive back home. Come on, just come on. Should be able to go up without much trouble, but some things now we're cooperating. Max friction, max power. Let's go. Go. Wait, that's the strength. Strength friction. Where's the power? Should I change the settings? Right, so lower strength to get over the bumps and higher friction, so we'll have a good. That's this better. I was wondering why I was so struggling to go up because it's not even a quarter full yet. It's only 50. It's not even 50 ton total. When it's full, it's more like 120 to 140 tons for each car. Should make a dolphin pod. I'll build it here.
Fuel low. Fuel low.
There we go. Not the best, not the most easy to access setup, but it will do for now. I'll do more proper ones once I have a better idea of
Fuel
what to
critical.
build base wise. Damn it. Fine, I'll probably continue on here. going through. Might be too low for connector. I might have to change this up to half blocks. Let's see how it goes for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4 between them. So it's almost a full block. So I guess I have to change this up to half blocks. So it should give me enough clearance to line up with the connector. And I can't really talk today, huh? It's not like I can talk well before, but still, it's worse than usual. Which is troublesome. Like I said before, I'm basically speaking more than I usually speak in several months of my real life when I'm streaming. Even the most of what I say is kind of a pointless to say. I don't know. I mean, I can understand what makes a stream fun to watch theoretically, but I mean, that's what people do, right? Just look at the stream and find out what's fun for them, and if there's more of it, you watch it more. Otherwise, you will find something else. Right? Something people do instinctively without thinking much about it. But probably knowing it and doing it is two different things. And even in knowing part, basically I barely know anything because I usually didn't watch any streaming before last year. Most of the contents I watch is form of a pre-recorded episode and tutorials and what have you. Not very live videos, live streaming at all. Well, either way, doing this helped me quite a bit in a way, so I'll see how it goes in future times. It's been quite helpful in a way. And there are something I wanna achieve is not the right word, I guess. There's some things I wanna try out, per se. That would be very helpful if I do some streaming practice before. Anyway, what was I saying? What am I doing? Make sure I turn up the sorters, otherwise I'll break all.
Critical.
Yeah, I know it feels pretty good. It will basically dump all the stones in the base. Something you have to watch out for whenever you're docking your miner with the sorters on. It's gonna take a while, huh? And the suit color is back to the default red again. That's the like sign of your computer is struggling to simulate the game. It's basically missing a beat when you're thinking, when you're rendering or whatever what heavy the game does. Not a good sign, but can't be helped. My computer's too shitty. I'll hold this stuff, I guess. Meanwhile.
Fuel critical.
Right, there's that. The X is getting bigger and bigger, but without actual structure to it. Well, for next stream, I guess I'll think of a basic base plan and basically I'll build a little scout vehicle to search out the oil deposit, and hopefully tomorrow is gonna be busy again, huh? Tomorrow is another meeting day. It's probably gonna be on a Monday, like 5 days from now. Like 5 days, 2, 3, 4 days from now. With the Half-Life, hopefully I'll finish the last chapter over to the ending of the first game. I don't know how long do I have left on that game? 3 hours, I think, give or take. It's been a while since I don't know the time scale of it, but when I played in the past, I think it took me like 8 to 10 hours on one sitting, and I've been up to 7.5 hours or so in that game, so should be able to beat it in like one stream if I start early. And yeah, so Monday Half-Life, Tuesday Space Engineers, maybe Wasteland, and Wednesday Fight Time. Okay, so there's that. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll be able to continue on. Alright, bye, see ya.